That is odd. It says 9:59 p.m. despite it, well, not being that. You can see here it says 10. Why does it say 9:59 there? That's odd. But okay, it's not changing too. Time is just stuck there at being 9:59. Oh, there we go. It's a little behind anyways, that's okay. Alright, so, I almost didn't do this tonight. Mostly because I had a guest over for dinner, my sister's man. And I didn't know how late he was staying. They're both out right now, so I can do this now. Also, I'm going to be busy the next 2 days, so I don't know if I'll be able to do this. Now, since the last time I played, I did grind on my own like I said I would. I got not these ones. I got the remaining hidden pictures, the messages. I don't remember which ones I already got, so I got... Pretty sure it was this one. This one was one I unlocked. Today I cut my skin open for the first time. It was exhilarating. I think I understand how feels now. I'm supposed to be the responsible one, though. So I don't think I'll be doing it again, unless I decide to kill myself. I left a memento of the occasion below. Wow. And then this one. Stare at the dot to reveal the special message. Now, here's a funny story. I played through this, I got this, and I skipped it. I didn't look at it long enough. What's supposed to happen here is there's a dot, and you have to wait a couple seconds, and then I love you pops up. Now, I didn't wait long enough, so I didn't get this. I didn't unlock it, so I had to play through the entire game again just to get it. I think I read this one. A dream, something, something, something. Yeah, we already saw this one. I can't convince myself to go to therapy when I'm the happiest I've ever been. I'd rather just keep it up until I blow my cover and someone takes me to the emergency room. I think that was one I unlocked as well. And then, of course, we had this one. Now, what I also got done... Oh, right, this one. Acquire all special poems, and I unlocked this one. Now this was a sexy picture I mentioned last time that I needed to not skip the weekend to unlock. Looking nice. Nice. It looks great. Now listen, okay? First of all, they're 18, okay? And second, if they're 18, they're only a few years younger than me. I'm not that much older. So, you know, it's not that bad. Now, it would be a little more creepy if I was, say, 40 and saying that, but I'm only just a couple years older. Alright, we also got a mail from Ravi Rasso. Has anyone evaluated the side effects that might be caused by sharing a memory pool between multiple VMs rather than allocating them separately? That says allocating, right? I'm looking at some of the files VM1 is generating, and I'm finding some information that definitely shouldn't be there. I haven't seen any evidence that this is actually affecting the inside of the VM itself, so I don't think this is a priority, but it's definitely worth noting. My best guess is that memory being freed from VM2 is getting zeroed out, which technically gives VM1 access to it. All the info I have will go into the issue tracker, but I wanted to check if anyone else already noticed something along these lines. So basically, MadPat's theory said the main DDLC is VM1 or Virtual Machine 1, where they gave Monica awareness, and everything in the side stories is VM2 or Virtual Machine 2, where Monica does not know that she is a digital consciousness in a program. So that's why the side stories explicitly said right there, like right here, oops, I was pointing that way. Right all over here is unrelated to the events of the main game, despite not technically, but kind of being a prelude. It gives context, but it's not connected. So today, what we're going to do is we're going to continue with the side stories. I don't know how many I'm going to do, depends on how we do on time. So maybe I'll just do balance, maybe I'll do balance and reflection, we'll see. Also, before I do anything else, I should also mention that while grinding, wow, why did that scare me? It shouldn't. There shouldn't be anything horror in this part. So before I continue, while I was grinding, I got a few screens that I never seen before, and I got some new text or dialogue from Yuri of all people. It wasn't really anything important. So I got a couple of clips that I gotta decide which ones I'm gonna have to attach onto the beginning of this. Because one of them I have never seen before. It was a completely white screen with two eyes on the side. I've never seen that before. Alright, Natsuki! While Natsuki is messing with the orientation of her manga in the closet shelves, whatever. Sayori approaches from behind and pulls her into an embrace. What? Hi. That's it. The literature club has been in full swing since Natsuki joined. Including her, the club is now comprised of 4 members. Sayori, Natsuki, Yuri, and Monica. I need to check the audio real quick, because I haven't checked that yet. Yep, sounds fine to me. Each club member had received a day in the spotlight to share all their favorite kinds of literature with each other. Natsuki was first and shared her passion of manga. Then, Sayori shared her love for poetry, as well as how she goes about writing it herself. Monica, who has multiple literary interests, decided to focus on her day on short stories. And finally, Yuri managed to demonstrate her obsession with fantasy with a little help and encouragement from Sayori. After the week was spent on their presentations, Monica decided to give the club members the this next week to freely explore each other's literary interests. Sayori, having spent most of her time in the club so far with Yuri's fantasy book, is rather excited to begin her journey into Natsuki's manga collection. I want to read that. I want to read with you today. Tell me which one I should pick. Well, that depends on what kind of stuff you like. I mean, there's like romance, drama, comedy, mystery. I almost said misery. It's all a lot. I like a lot of those things. Sayori reaches out and pulls a random book from the shelf and inspects the cover. Shouldn't this girl be wearing more clothes? You know, you wouldn't like that one. Oh boy. Oh boy, Natsuki into some of them freaky things? In a panic, Natsuki snatches the book from Sayori's hand, then replaces it in the shelf. On the shelf, not in the shelf. In a less conspicuous location. Well, okay, well, if you really have no preference, then let's just start with something that's easy to get into. A lot of these don't start to get really good until a few volumes in, and I wouldn't ask someone to make that kind of commitment unless they're already really into manga. I could handle it. I did it with Yuri's book at least. Well, it's more considerate than that. I see a car pulling up. Is it for me or is it for my neighbors? Although I'm kind of impressed by your attention span if you put that much effort into her books. I already need to drink some water, hold on. How you guys doing? You guys doing good out there? No, I have the attention span of a donut. But I love my friends, so I can do anything if it's for them. Well, okay then. Let's pick you something even donuts can read. I didn't say I was a donut. I just said I had the attention span of one. Aw, you're just trying to call me sweet. You're so cute. No! How did you get that? How did you get to that conclusion? And don't call me that. A donut? Cute. Aw, how come? I just don't like it. I don't need a reason. You know, that's exactly something that happened to me a while ago. I told my group chat, a group chat of friends that I'm in, like, I prefer the cold over the heat. One of my friends was like, why? Why do you like the cold more? You have to have a reason, so why? I was like, I just do. I just do like the cold more. They're like, why? There has to be a reason. I'm like, stop asking me. I just do, okay? Natsuki yanks a book from the shelf and closes the closet doors. If anyone asks you to stop, then If anyone asks you to stop, then you just need to stop. People need to realize that. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to hurt you. Nah, sorry. It wasn't you. Natsuki shakes her head while pulling a second chair over her desk. I was talking about something else. I didn't mean to get angry all of a sudden. Natsuki averts her gaze and mumbles. You're like, well, like, a nice person, so I wasn't talking about you. I still learned a valuable lesson. Sorry. Hold on. Okay. Yuri speaks Yuri. Sayori speaks softly as well, feeling shy after receiving the unexpected compliment. Well, anyway, here's the book, so just start with it whenever you feel like it. What's it about? Well, it's like a comedy, and there's romance too, obviously. Sayori looks at the title. It's called Love is Another Word for Luck. It's about a girl who keeps accidentally running into the same guys, and then you find out, like, well, you should just read it. but you have to tell me what you think. I can already guess who you're gonna ship yourself with. It would be so funny if I'm right. Ship? I don't get it. Ah, never mind. Let's not worry about that yet. Just make sure you tell me what you think. Oh, okay. I'll start then. Hey, maybe tomorrow we can do poetry too. Oh, yeah, I guess. But but don't you want to finish this first? Yeah, but we can do both. I mean, unless you don't like poetry, then I won't make you or anything. No, it's just, well, never mind. We can worry about it tomorrow. After the club meeting ends and Natsuki and Yuri leave, Monika starts up a conversation with Sayori. I see you got Natsuki to share some of her manga with you. Hey. I really want to become better friends with her. She's so enthusiastic and expressive. I could just listen to her talk. She's so cute. I'm not sure if I meant to say... Wait, what? I'm not sure if she meant I can't say that to her, or I just can't say it at all. Back here watching ads, back to back to back. I'm here, whatever. Say what? Nothing. I am a woman of respect. But Natsuki is a woman of cute. Oh, I said it. Wait, what's so bad about that? I don't know. But you know, there's one thing I'm kind of worried about. Sometimes I'm afraid that Natsuki really doesn't like me very much. It's Buzz Lightyear. Am I the only one who didn't realize Buzz Lightyear kind of looks like Mr. Incredible? Aw, that's ridiculous. How come you feel that way? Well, I mean, just little signs, like how she only says hi to me after I say hi to her. I say hi to her first. And it feels like she only gets excited to talk to me when it's about manga and other stuff she likes. She just seems dismissive a lot. She's like that when I brought up poetry. Yeah, but that doesn't mean she doesn't like you. Wow. She's probably just shy, you know? Maybe. My stupid head is just making me worry for no reason. It likes to do that. It's okay. Try not to worry so much. Everything will be great. But you can always talk to me about any concerns that you have. I'm here to help. You're the best. Sayori gives Monika a quick hug. Well, I'm gonna keep trying because I love her and I want to get closer to her. You got this. After the next club meeting starts, Sayori is the last one in as usual. Trotting into the room, she sees Natsuki sitting alone by the closet, reading what must be manga. Without hesitation, Sayori pulls up a chair and plops herself down right next to Natsuki. Hello there! Hi. What you reading? Can I read it with you? Natsuki pulls the book away from Sayori. You can't just start in the middle, but there are spoilers. Besides, what about the one I gave you yesterday? Sorry, I was just curious. Well, anyway, I've been waiting forever for this volume to come out, and it just came out yesterday, so... Oh, that's exciting. Well, I'll let you read it then. Can I sit next to you, though? Sure. Sayori plops herself down next to Sayori, then pulls out a blank sheet of paper. Natsuki reads in silence, save for the periodic flutter of a page being released from beneath her thumb. What? From Sayori's side, the only light tapping noises of... There's no "the" there. Oh my god. I read "the" and "only" backwards. I read "the" only. That says "only the." From Sayori's side, only the light tapping noises of her pen meeting the paper can be heard. Jeez, it's not that hard. Time passes. Sayori's paper is filled with scribbles, and the margins are lined with stick figures. Natsuki lets out a deep sigh and closes her book. Did you finish? No, but it's a good stopping point. My head is swimming. I need a break. Natsuki stretches her arms. Aren't you bored? No, I was writing. Oh, I saw all the stick figures and thought you were just bored. I just draw those when I'm thinking or writing for inspiration. I made friends with them all. Whoops, hit the mic. This one is sad because she thinks the night sky is pretty, but she can't look up at the stars in public without everyone thinking she's a weirdo. Nothing wrong with that. And this one has problems with his back, but the doctors can't figure out what's wrong with him. That's concerning. What the heck? You're the weirdo. Want to read the poem I'm working on? Sure, I guess. Sayori slides the paper over to Natsuki. As Natsuki reads through the poem, she furrows her eyebrows. She slides the paper back over to Sayori. Don't you ever feel weird just sharing all of your thoughts and feelings like that? I mean, your poems are like really emotional. Is that bad? Well, no. It was just an observation. Are you close to 100%? Are you close to 100% this game yet? I should be as soon as I finish the remaining side stories. At least I hope. There might be other stuff in the files I need to do, but I don't think that takes very long. I think people can get closer to each other if they find ways of expressing their feelings. Well, Natsuki begins to protest, but she finds a good way of putting her thoughts into words. Doesn't that depend more on the kinds of friends you have? I don't know. To each their own, but I've never met anyone I'd feel comfortable sharing my poems with. Oof. Low-key jab at Sayori. Not that it's you. It's just how I am, so... You write poems? Ooh, you kinda exposed yourself there, Natsuki. You never told me that. I just thought you wrote other stuff. Yeah, that too, but... You should... I mean, would you ever want to share? Like I said, I don't do that. But... Can we talk about something else? I'm sorry. It's not your fault. It just makes me uncomfortable. I can't help it. Still, I'm sorry. It's fine. Well, let's move on to something that makes us both happy. I should continue the book you gave me, since I didn't get very far. Sure. Over the next few days, Sayori begins each club meeting by approaching Natsuki with unwavering enthusiasm. Where's Yuri? It's Natsuki! Natsuki! Hi, Natsuki! You can see Natsuki's face slowly get annoyed. At the end of one club meeting, Monika, who has been rather invested in Sayori's friendship mission, starts an innocuous, is that how to say it? Conversation with Natsuki while she packs up. It's cool you've been finding time to spend with Sayori. She was pretty excited for the chance to read manga with you. Yeah. I'm sure you've been enjoying the chance to share it too, right? Yeah, mostly. Natsuki glances over her shoulder, but doesn't reply further. What's on your mind? Nothing. I don't talk about people behind their backs. Oh. Natsuki falls silent, but she just fidgets instead of getting back to what she was doing, as though she wants to say more. It's okay to share your feelings. That's different from talking about someone behind their back. I guess. I just hate when people talk about me behind my back. I'm better than to do it to others. Still feel like I messed up there. Monika shares a bright smile. You're really considerate. Thanks, I guess. But it doesn't feel like it. You can trust me. Natsuki stands in silence for a moment, still fidgeting. I just feel smothered somehow. Sometimes. I'm not used to someone being like all over me right after we meet. I mean, it's fun to hang out with her, but I just have no control over the pace. I just can't meet someone and instantly become best friends with them. And like share everything about myself. That's not how it works. I just want to chill out sometimes. Oh, I didn't realize that was happening. It's fine. What would you do? Why would you have? I know, I just feel bad about it. I know Sayori, so I should have realized. Monika navigates through her tinge of guilt, which has surfaced mainly due to her being one who previously encouraged Sayori's behavior. Despite not knowing the situation, Monika can't help but feel a little responsible. Do you want to talk about it to her? Do you want me to talk to her about it? How did I mess that up so badly? It was a very simple sentence. No, I wouldn't like that. Well, I don't know. I could, like, divert her into another club activity for you, or something. No way. That would be so underhanded. Who the hell says underhanded? And mean. Sorry, I didn't think that one through. Besides, just because I complained about it doesn't mean I'm asking for someone to solve my problems for me. True. I'm sorry. I guess I just instinctively want to try to solve problems, even if I haven't been invited to them. Whatever. God, why can't I read? It's fine. I would talk to Sayori about it, but it would make things really weird between us. I feel like it would make her just constantly be afraid she's bothering me. I don't know how to just keep things natural. Well, I think if you do a good job expressing all your feelings, she would totally understand. Sayori really wants to be the best she can be for other people. I think she would actually be happy that you want to improve your friendship with her. Maybe. If it just feels so dumb. Talking to someone about how to be friends with them. Wait, that was a question. Talking to someone about how to be friends with them? It's just weird and not cool. Monika shrugs. She's like, it's the literature club. Then she mumbles through a stifled laugh. It's not the cool club. It's not the cool club. You know, it's like, it's not the cool club, it's the literature club. Hey! Sorry, that just tickled me for some reason. Look, I know that you're kind of in a tough spot, and that's hard for you to really... Wait. And that it's hard for you to express yourself. To really express yourself. But you've really demonstrated to me that you're great at self-reflection and critical thinking, even if it doesn't feel like it to you. Oh my god, why can't... I think the most important part of being able to navigate... Wait. I think that's the most important part of being able to navigate through these things. So I believe that you'll find the right thing to do. Well, Natsuki instinctively... starts to reject the compliment, but she can't find any excuse to do so. Thanks. Natsuki gathers her things. Then she finishes her thought in a mumble. And I'm still glad I joined the club, even if it's weird sometimes. Monika smiles, but Natsuki turns her back and walks away before waiting for a reply. It was an unusual way for Natsuki to express her appreciation, but Monika knew what she meant. It made Monika feel like everything really was going to be okay. Where's Yuri? Oh, look, there's that part down. And we got something new for music. Whatever we unlocked. So now we have Side Story Balance Part 2. I don't know why it's split into 2 parts. But hey, I'm not the game developer. Whatever they want. It's lunchtime. Sayori, who usually buys her lunch, is making her way to the cafeteria like any other day. The clamor and bustle of students is drowned by Sayori's impeccable skill of zoning out. However, her imagination is momentarily interrupted by a glimpse of a familiar pink-haired girl. Hey, that's Natsuki! I never run into the other club members around the school. Natsuki! Sayori stands on her tiptoes and waves. Natsuki, who's busy walking and chatting with her friends, doesn't notice Sayori at first. Then she glances over in Sayori's direction. Sayori waves enthusiastically. Following her friends, Natsuki quickly ducks around the corner. Oof. Hey. She definitely saw me. Monika is the first to arrive to the club meeting, then Natsuki. Sayori, having glanced through the window to see Natsuki already inside, is unable to work up enough courage to enter. Natsuki's been so distant with me. I was stupid to think she ever wanted to be friends. She only got excited because she got to share her manga. But aside from that, she doesn't even like me. I should just go home today. Oh, there's Yuri. How you doing, Yuri? Dang, I missed you, girl. Where you been this whole time? Sorry, but did you plan on going inside? No. Why? I'm sulking. Oh. Well, good luck with that. Have fun with that. And then Yuri just leaves. Well, I'm sorry for bothering you. I was kidding! I didn't think Yuri would actually do that. No, don't leave me! Oh, I'll stay here then. I don't want to go in. I'm afraid of bothering Natsuki. I saw her at lunch today, so I waved and called out to her. But instead of saying hi, she just ran away from me. She didn't really do that. Yo, what's up? This Call of Duty? Hell yeah. Where the crosshairs at for the sniper? Really? Not bad. Not bad? What you mean not bad? Hey. I'm sorry. That was a joke. How was that a joke? Maybe I think the joke completely, like, you know. It just sounded like something stupid that I would do from anxiety. From anxiety? Well, I just don't like attention being drawn to myself. Oh. Well, that makes sense based on the person you are. But Natsuki isn't shy like that at all. I thought we were friends. But it feels like every day she's just trying to distance herself more. Instead of get closer. But it makes me feel like she's on. Wait. Wait, where did it? But she doesn't actually. Whatever. Let's start over. It makes me feel like she was only spending time with me during the club because I was reading manga, but she doesn't actually want to be friends with me. Well, I feel like I'm missing a lot of context here. Was she in the middle of anything when you approached her? No, she was just walking with her friends. Yuri pauses for a moment. How do I put this? Sayori, you're very fond of your friends, right? You always want to be spending time with them. Of course! I don't think there's anything more important to me. I mean, the best parts of my day are always with my friends. Besides that, I really hate being alone, so... You hate being alone? Sayori nods. We're very different people. I cherish my time alone. I wouldn't trade it for anything. So I think... Well, if I was trying to have alone time, and I was being threatened with an interruption, then... It just would not make me very happy. But but that doesn't have to do with Natsuki. She was already with her friends, not trying to be alone or anything. No, I think it's similar. Well, we're all friends in the club. Well, we have our own lives outside of the club as well. If you think about it, making new friends isn't some casual occurrence that happens on a daily basis. A friendship is an invitation to intertwine your lives together. That's quite a way of putting it. But the capacity at which each person is ready to do that might be different. There are friends who just like to have fun together, and others who talk every day and share every detail of their lives with each other. I think when establishing a friendship, it's important to consider the comfort level of the other person. I mean, we don't really know how much about Natsuki's life. Okay, let's try that again. I mean, we don't really know much about Natsuki's life outside of the club. There we go. I got it that time. It could be that she simply needs to make friends at her own pace, rather than jump headfirst into a new commitment. Why did I almost say comrade? But that means I really was bothering her? I just really wanted to be good friends with her, so I treated her like one. Was I actually hurting her? I don't know. I'm sorry. My insight was really only based on what I understand about my own needs. And Natsuki and I are completely different, so why was I so selfish? Even if all that is true, then it still means I hurt her. I think I messed up. With you, I think I was really careful to understand your needs when I was becoming friends with you. But I wasn't careful at all with Natsuki because she already seems really social. I just took control of everything instead of looking for the right balance. Now I hurt her and she doesn't want to talk to me. How could I let myself do this? Sayori, I think that, well, there was one time you told me something about the way I saw things in my head being different from reality. It's easy to automatically jump to the worst case scenario, but I think it's more likely that Natsuki doesn't harbor any ill feelings towards you. So, I think if we were to realistically consider the situation and how it would cause someone to feel, I'm bad at this. I'm sorry. You're a lot better than me at things like comforting and reassuring people. Suddenly, Sayori gives Yuri a gentle hug. You're the best, Yuri. I'm sorry for burdening you with this. You're trying so hard for me. You're such a sweetheart. It's not a burden. I enjoy listening to others. And my friends deserve happiness. Sayori beams. Well, I think I'm gonna give Natsuki some space. She should do what she wants. And she doesn't... And if she's... Oh my god. And if she does still want to be friends, then I'll learn her needs, and I'll match her boundaries. Shit! Why was that so hard to read? Yeah, I'm sure that's what's best. I wish I didn't feel so awful and guilty. It makes me feel desperate, like I need to make it up to her by trying to make her happy. But that's not what she needs. I just have to tell myself that. It hurts, but I guess it means I still need to grow. Wait, I really want to grow as a person. If it's to be better for my friends, I want that. That's very mature of you, Sayori. Ehehehe. I'm mature. Sayori hops up and down on her toes. So, does that mean you'll be going home after all? Sayori shakes her head. I need to be here and show her that I respect her space. I'll just spend the club by myself today. Yuri nods in understanding. Can you go in first? Okay, wait, no. She said you can go in first. You're blocking the door. Oh! Sayori steps aside. By the way, Before Yuri enters the club room, Sayuri interjects. You said that you and Natsuki are completely different, but I don't really think that's true. I do. They are completely opposite on the spectrum. I think you're actually really similar in a lot of ways. Yuri smiles and shakes her head. Sayuri, that's absurd. You're very silly sometimes. Yuri turns and enters the club room. After a moment, Sayuri follows. The club room is quiet. When Sayuri walks in, Natsuki glances in her direction. Sayuri, oh shit, there she is. Let me just pretend I'm reading so she doesn't bother me. Sayuri smiles and gives Natsuki a quick wave before sitting down across the room. Yuri's face is already buried in a book. Sayuri decides it's best to continue the manga she was reading, so she pulls it out. However, it looks like Natsuki isn't reading today. She has a sheet of paper in front of her and is tapping a pen against her desk, staring at it. Oh, are we writing today? Monika speaks in a quiet. Oh, are we writing today? Monika speaks in a quiet voice, unwilling to disturb the peace of the clubroom. She kneels down at Natsuki's desk. Hey! Natsuki pulls the sheet closer to her and covers it with her arms. Sorry, I didn't mean to peek. Whatever. I just wanted to see how everything was going. It's fine. Natsuki replies dismissively. She glances over at Sayuri, who is focused on her manga. Monika follows Natsuki's gaze. I think she's mad at me. How come? I'm busy right now. Ask me later. Monika falls silent. Natsuki looks back down at her paper. She inches her hand away from the top margin, allowing Monika to see. It says, To Sayuri. Understanding, Monika smiles. She places a hand on Natsuki's shoulder and whispers softly, I'm proud of you. They could have made Natsuki smile there for a moment. That would have been nice. Natsuki looks away, but makes no motion to remove Monika's hand. Monika gives Natsuki's shoulder a quick squeeze before standing back up and pulling away. One squeeze? Like hand and then squeeze. Wouldn't it make more sense to like bat and then just pat? Squeeze. The end of the club meeting passes. Yuri has already departed. Dang, Yuri doesn't really do much. Like, she just comes in, read, and then bow, she's gone. So has Monika, after checking on Sayuri and Natsuki to ensure they wouldn't stay too late. Sayuri was determined to finish her manga volume before heading out, since the end was approaching. However, with Natsuki also staying late, for an unknown reason, a silent tension hangs in the air. After finishing the volume, Sayuri brings it up to the closet to put it away. She slides it back into the shelf while Natsuki watches. Then, Natsuki gets up and pulls it back out in order to return it to its proper location. Sorry. I didn't know where it was supposed to go. It's fine. The two fall silent again, avoiding eye contact. They both look like they're about to say something, but neither can break the silence. A moment passes. Well, I'll be on my way. See you tomorrow. Sayuri turns away to hide her pained expression, then walks away from the closet. If there was any proof Natsuki no longer wanted to be friends, this was it. Damn. Defeated, Sayuri carries herself out of the clubroom. Damn. Damn! Ooh. Once in the hallway, Sayuri takes a deep breath and hits her palms against her cheeks to clear her head a little. Suddenly, Natsuki's stammering voice calls out from behind. Natsuki? Startled, Sayori turns back around to face Natsuki. Wow, that was cool how it just transitioned and faded to this. Natsuki fidgets and anxiously continues with a shaking voice. I have a lot of things to say. Me too. But you go first. Natsuki bites her lip, then stays still. And can't! Oh my god! Natsuki bites her lip and can't stay still. Jeez. Well, first of all, she cuts herself short, struggling to continue. Trying to force the words out, she stamps her foot and hops up and down a little. I'm sorry for the thing I did at lunch. And I'm sorry for just being kind of mean lately. It's really hard for me to I'm not good with things that make me uncomfortable. Especially when it comes to like feelings and stuff. So, face burning, Natsuki clams up again. Instead of continuing, she simply holds up a sheet of paper for Sayori to take. Ooh. The best place in the world. I love my bedroom. It's full of bright colors and soft things. The sunlight shines in and makes everything sparkle. It's the best place in the world. It has all my treasures. All my books, my collections, my memories. All of my dreams were born in this room. It's the best place in the world. It has all my secrets. All my failures, my fears and feelings. Sometimes it feels so fragile that the door will break at the slightest touch. But it's still the best place in the world. But when someone knocks, I get scared. I brace my arms against the loose hinges. Please don't break. Don't come in. I'm not ready. It's my best place in the world. The knocking won't stop. I block the door with furniture. An eye peeks through the keyhole, and I panic. I'm trapped in the best place in the world. I'm not ready to share my favorite place. I need to clean my secrets and make my bed to hide my nightmares. I need to touch them to put them away. To see them again. I have so much to do, and I'm scared I'm not ready. It's my favorite place. I still want to share it. However long it takes if you wait patiently. I'll eventually open the door, and I'll show you the best place in the world. I like that one. That one was good. I like that one. I got the meaning behind it. I felt that. That was a good poem. Good for you, Sayori. Not Sayori. Good for you, Natsuki. That was a good poem. It's a poem. But I thought, well, I sucked it up and I sucked it up so that I could work things out with you. So just be happy about it, please. Sayori smiles deeply from the bottom of her heart. I'm happier than I could express. Look at Sayori's award-winning smile. That just has to warm you up inside. I feel so awful, but I'm so happy that you would do this for me. I actually realized before the club meeting today that I made a mistake. I got so caught up in the chance to get closer to you that I forgot to think about what you wanted. And that we probably have different ways we like to make friends. About that. About, like, the friendship stuff? I mean, it's okay. I understand, so you don't have to force yourself to talk about it. Your poem did a good job. So don't force yourself if you're not ready, okay? Natsuki nods. You don't have to feel like you did anything wrong. It's just my fault and I'm sorry. I wasn't mad at you today or anything like that. I actually felt really guilty and wanted to give you some space. I was thinking it's silly that I just approach you all the time, and that I should just let you approach me when you want to. Just whatever makes you comfortable. I'll respect that from now on. Friendship should always start with those things. With the right balance. Natsuki nods again. One thing about that, well, I don't want to have to approach you all the time either. I just want it to be balanced, like you said. Sayuri nods. I understand. We'll make sure of that together then. Heartwarming. Well, anyway, now that the two of them have found common ground, Natsuki finds it easier to speak more freely again. I'm not gonna be like sharing my poems all the time now or anything like that, but I guess it wouldn't hurt to do it once in a while. Only the best ones. So you better like them, because otherwise I might change my mind. I like anything you do, Natsuki. I was just saying. More importantly, I have to tell you about my new boyfriend. Huh? Oh, from the manga. Even I was like, wait, what? Wait, I need to guess who it is. You definitely won't be able to guess. The two walk down the hallway together. Oh my god, we have so much to talk about. Darn, I should have told you to save the last two chapters so I could see your reaction to the big reveal. Aw, you wanted to enjoy it with me. That's so cute. Oh, shush. That was a nice way to end it. I like that. And we got new mail. But first, which picture did we unlock? Oh, we got this one. Finish the side story balance 2. There we go. So we got all of their new art, their new art designs, whatever. And then we got this one. I think it was this one. Yeah, it was that one. So I can only assume which one we need to do to unlock this one. And then we got this. Yep. We just unlocked that one. So that means we unlocked this one too. I named my pen The Expression Express. My feelings aboard with a ticket to you. No room for stammers, no lies, no extra stops, no compromise. Station screaming by, attendants saying hi. One ticket to you, please and thank you. Take a headphone and doze. No bumps in the rails, just thumps in my heart, and loops in my letters, and clouds in the sky, and dreams in your eyes. Hey, wake up. The train has arrived. Expression Express, destination you. Choo choo. Wow. Wow. That it got me at the end with the choo choo. And then we also unlocked this one. And that's it for everything we unlocked. So let's see what new mail we got. Row tether. Binary data for in VM2. I've made some new headway in VM2. Don't get too excited. It's still impossible to establish any kind of stable connection. But it occurred to me that I could at least run a memory dump through some pattern analysis routines to see if we can decipher any digital data from their VM. I didn't want to hog all the server time on a hunch, but I have some preliminary results that indicate the presence of binary computer systems. Based on this, I'm going to schedule 3 days of server time next week to isolate any chunks of memory that appear to be binary data. If successful, we'll definitely be able to find some encoded text and get our tiny glimpse of VM2. Don't mind me though, just keep going nuts on VM1 and hopefully I'll have more to share soon. Okay, so since we're not even up to an hour, let's go ahead and do the next side story. I'll probably save this one later on. Ooh, I think this one I get the picture I like from which I've seen. Am I bothering you? No. Okay, just checking. It's hard to tell since you always look so into it when you're reading. It makes me so scared to interrupt. Well, it's within my expectations to be interrupted when I read here. It's mainly when I'm by myself that I don't like it. That makes sense. I guess you're only here in the first... I guess if you're here in the first place, then you're more ready to socialize, even if it takes a little bit of prodding. It's not so bad to be social if I let others do the work, so it can be healthy to put myself in a social environment every now and then. It's mostly difficult when I don't know anyone, or there are too many people, or everyone is being too silly for me to keep up with. Yuri glances across the room at Sayuri and Natsuki. Sayuri has her head cocked. Sayuri has her head cocked back, and her mouth open. Pause! Let me read that again. Sayuri has her head cocked back and her mouth open. Pause. Trying to catch pieces of a cookie that Natsuki is lobbing into the air, but the pieces keep bouncing off her face and hitting the floor. Maybe I should say something. No need. They'll just run out of cookie. What a waste. Wait, they've actually become good friends, haven't they? I'm happy. Sayuri seems particularly good at making that happen. But the two of them are both on the energetic side, so I suppose it works out well. Yeah, come to think of it, you and I haven't had many chances to talk one-on-one, have we? Though that may be practically my fault, since I'm supposed to be the one engaging club members. I'm a little excited for this side story because this one's primarily a Monika and Yuri one, and you know these out of all four, these two the best looking ones to me. So you know I get to see more of them. So excited for that part. Also, I've seen the picture we unlock for doing this one. That's a good picture. Not at all. I've probably formed a habit of drawing minimal attention to myself. The responsibility is equally on mine. Oh my god. The responsibility is equally on me, at least to display some openness to engage. Well, what about during times like lunch? Do you meet up with friends? She's like, what friends? I just read. Oh. But I like it that way. It feels nice to be carried off again after a morning of classes. Do you always read fantasy? Oh, not always. I suppose it's all I've read recently, but only because I'm in the middle of the series. There are still 2 more books after this one. I guess those long books suit you well, since you spent so much time reading. Well, fantasy may be my favorite, but after that, I'm more or less indiscriminate. I'm more or less indiscriminate to genres. I'll read anything with depth and maturity. Oh yeah? Even like romance? Well, there are a lot of books that have elements of romance in them. Oh, come on, Yuri. You know what I mean. Monika lowers her voice. Oh. It's a guilty pleasure of mine, so I won't tell anyone. I won't tell anyone if you do too. Maybe more when I was in middle school. I mean, I was really lonely, and people were mean to me a lot. So it kind of felt like, nah. Please don't make me think about the past. Hehe. Sorry, I just got super curious. You know, we should totally pick out a romance novel to read. That would be so much fun. Absolutely not. Really? Even if it was just between us? Between us? Try asking someone who has no shame. Wow. Low blow. Try asking someone who has no shame, like Natsuki. Ouch. Sorry. I swear I didn't mean that. Well, I guess it was my fault for pressing you. I'm like that for things in my past too, you know? Things I feel too embarrassed to re-experience. There's nothing wrong with growing out of things. It happens to everyone. For instance, Natsuki's interest in manga reminds me quite a bit of how intense I used to be about my own interests. It makes me think she'll likely grow out of it too. Hey, were you talking about me? No, we were just We were just talking about how our interests have changed over the years. When did you get into manga, Natsuki? Like, a couple of years ago, I guess. I was already sort of into it before that, but I wasn't really going hard until then. Oh yeah? What was it that inspired you to get into it? Anime. I don't know. I guess, let me think. It was after I discovered a series that I really liked. Yeah. I was just like, really fed up with a lot of things, like waiting a year in between seasons of anime. And I got super into this one series that I really related to. I guess I had an edgy phase where I just hated everyone around me and wanted to be by myself. Hey, me too. Hey, kind of like Yuri. Monica! Sorry, that's completely wrong. So, it's still cool that you both really found your thing. Wait, what? It's still cool that you both really found your thing, yeah. They're almost like opportunities. They're almost like opposites. But it sounds like they helped you a lot through your hard times. There wasn't the "your" there. You know it. Wow, what the heck? Is the book even bigger than the last one you were reading? It's technically slightly longer, but not by very much. Only like 1,000 more pages. How high do you think it would go if you stacked up the whole series? Natsuki estimates by holding her hand high above her head, sizing up an imaginary stack, kind of like this. Like probably like that. I should get one of those mangas that's like 50 volumes long, so I can say I've read more than you. Ha ha ha. Not that I have the money for that. Please, that would hardly count when your books have only a few words per page. I know, I was just joking. I can never actually read books like yours. It's too boring for me. Yuri shoots a glare at Natsuki like, what did you just say? It's not boring. Chill, I said for me, not for you. I can have my own opinion. I just think it's too convoluted. Sayori, are those from the floor? She's like, She's like stuffing her face up. Yep. Gross. Also, wash your hands before touching any of my books. But my hands aren't dirty, she says with her mouth full of floor cookies. Just do it. The oils are there even if you can't see them. Fine. Sayori trots out the door and Natsuki follows. She's like, I want to watch you wash your hands. You're not about to just exit, come back in and is like, yep, I washed it. Absolutely. I didn't just like, just tua and just did this. She's like, I'm gonna watch you. I'm gonna follow you to the bathroom to make sure you wash your hands with soap. 20 seconds scrubbing as well. Yuri, you look a little upset. What kind of nerve does she have to call my hobby boring? Well, she did correct herself. Hardly. She was so condescending. I don't mind if she thinks it's not for her. I already understand that it's not for everyone. But she knows how much... she knows well how much these means to me. So how about just leaving me alone instead of needlessly telling me the things you hate about it? I'm sorry, Yuri. You may be right. This won't be the last time people have strong feelings about what they like and don't like. Especially in a literature club. So I should figure out how to mediate discussions to keep them positive and constructive. For the record, I've always been impressed by the level of creativity in your books, and also your ability to get through them so quickly. Thank you. Well, okay. Well, this is something that I'll have to think about and revisit. I'm sure I can help Natsuki find common ground with you. Common ground isn't necessary. I just wish to be respected. That then. Either way, I'll do my best. I'm skeptical when it comes to Natsuki. I trust you, Monica, but I'm skeptical. Whatever. That wasn't all of part 1, was it? Nah. What is this music? You know, real quick. I saw a clip the other day that made me die of laughter. It was a Kung Fu Panda thing. It was a real quick. It was like 6 seconds. Tai Lung was saying, "What are you gonna do, big guy? Shit on me?" And Po was like, "Yeah." And then it showed the scene where they were falling down the stairs and Po's ass was all up on Tai Lung's face. Pause. And then he just said, "Order up," and then you just hear a bunch of farting sounds. I could not stop dying of laughter. What are you gonna do, big guy? Shit on me? Yeah. It's the funniest thing I've seen in a long time. Okay, everyone. We have a special club meeting today. Ooh. This is new music. I haven't heard this one before. As you know, the literature club is a place where we can where we can get to share things that we're really passionate about. But that also means you should be mindful of how we respond to each other's feelings. I think we have a chance to turn all our differences into positive energy for each other. Aren't you being a little dramatic about this? This is important to me. Well, sorry. I just feel like I'm being accused of something. No, I'm not accusing anyone of anything. Excuse me. I'm sorry if it came off that way. But our conversation yesterday made me reflect on the power of language, so I thought it would be a good topic for the literature club. Don't you think? I'm sure we're going to have different opinions a lot. Differences in opinion a lot. So I need to make sure we're prepared to keep a positive atmosphere in the club. If you say so. Sure. The cool thing about language is that it gives us a lot of different ways to express the same idea or emotion. We have a lot of control over how we want the other person to feel when receiving our thought. This goes for poetry, narratives, casual conversation, basically anything. For example, Sayori, what's your favorite food? I have them organized by category. Should I start with snacks, or do you mean full meals? Should I include breakfast? Oh, jeez. Okay, how about your favorite fruit? That's easy, cherries. Really? I always thought cherries tasted nasty. Okay, let me chime in for a second. I do not like cherries, but... Where am I going with this? I don't like cherries, but I would say to Sayori, okay, I'm not a big fan of cherries, but hey, it's great that you like it. I'm not gonna go Natsuki's route and be like, ew, cherries are disgusting. You have a bad opinion that you like them. What? Cherries are delicious. Whoa, that's a pretty strong reaction. Well, I just don't understand how somebody could think cherries are nasty. How does it make you feel? I don't know. Sad? Defensive, maybe? Yeah, I got defensive. See? The reason you had such a strong reaction wasn't just because I don't like cherries. It's because you felt your opinion was under attack. But that's weird, right? Something like taste is completely subjective. But when I say something like, I think cherries taste nasty, I'm using objective language. I'm challenging Sayori's reality that cherries are delicious with my own, which is that cherries are nasty. Wait, hold on. How was that objective when you just said it was your own opinion? It has to do with the way our brains interpret the words. My eyelid is itching on the side. I don't know what's happening. You're talking about the reality of the cherries, not your feelings about them. Like Sayori. let's rewind for a second and pretend I didn't tell you that I think cherries are nasty. Good! So, what if instead of that, I said like, I've tried cherries and they're not for me. It's not the kind of flavor I enjoy. Well, that's fine. As long as you don't call them nasty. Nasty is a nasty word. Okay, so cherries are kind of a weird example, but I think it gets the point across. This time around, instead of talking about the cherries, I just talked about my feelings, and Sayori didn't get defensive. So instead of clashing with each other, it's like we've received an invitation to talk about our differences. Yuri, you don't need to take notes. Wow, Yuri really got a sheet of paper and is like writing this down? Yuri, you don't need to take notes. I'm not gonna quiz you or something. I know that. I was just... sorry, I didn't mean to call you out. You can do whatever you'd like. But does anyone have any thoughts so far? Yeah, I just feel like I shouldn't have to pull my language through a filter just to protect people's feelings. Well, unfortunately, with how sensitive society is these days, I don't mean the YouTube channel, Sensitive Society. Unfortunately, you kinda do. Well, you don't have to. The choice is yours on how you want to come across to other people. LOL, gamer. Get-at-mer. I'm only suggesting it as a tool to help turn your differences into a positive experience, rather than an argument. Right, Sayori? Whatever you say, cherry hater. Wow, she bitter about this. Oh, come on. Wow, Sayori bitter about them cherries. Sayori, I actually like cherries. I was just saying that to help demonstrate. What the heck? I've been duped! Ahaha, I'm sorry, Sayori. I'll make it up to you later. I'll actually buy you some cherries. How about a cherry sundae? What the hell is a cherry sundae? You are welcome to dupe me anytime, my beloved president. Yes, my queen, you may do whatever you want to me. I will allow my queen to do anything to me. Buying your people's loyalty? How deplorable. Oh, like you would turn down a free sundae, Yuri. You were certainly a fan of those cupcakes I brought the other week. That was, I was reading and not keeping track of them. Oh, that's enough. We're getting off topic. So now that we have the gist of it, how about we try with something more relevant to the club? Like manga, right? Let's try to have a productive discussion about our differences in opinion. Yuri, do you want to start? Well, I'd rather not, no. Aw, how come? Well, because I don't see how anything productive can start from that. It's just going to start a fight. No, it'll be fine. That's why I'm here to moderate. Let's just have a calm and rational discussion. Those are some famous last words right there. Yeah, give me a little more credit. I'm not a child. You don't have to coddle my feelings. I don't know, my nose is also itching. I always think I'm more respectable, it's more respectable just to speak your mind. Respectable? Your expression changes at that word. Oh, I see a car pull up. Yep, that's my sister. She and her man just came back. Well, about to hear my dogs bark. I don't know if he's gonna come in. He's just gonna walk over to... He's gonna be on the other side of that door and listen in on what I'm doing. Be like, your brother whack. As Monica recalls, being respected was the crux of the matter for Yuri. Well, the point of the exercise isn't exactly like... It's fine. I have nothing against anyone personally. You're entitled to enjoy whatever it is you like. I just prefer more depth and nuance in my reading material. I look for stories that are imaginative and sophisticated. and sophisticated beyond the surface level. There you go, you can hear my dogs. Oh, well that's just a misunderstanding then. I thought you were going to say that manga's for children or something. Like I don't hear enough of that. But there's plenty of deep manga. I'm not clueless about manga. I've read my own fair share when I was younger. This is still part 1, by the way. We still haven't even touched part 2 of this story. What? Are you serious? How come you never told me? Because I'm past that point in my life, and I really prefer not to revisit it. I prefer more mature things now. Excuse me? Okay, hold on. Can I jump in? Can I jump in here? I forgot the word here. Let's try to keep things subjective. Because if you imply the manga is immature, then aren't you implying that someone is immature for being into it? Well, maybe it's immature to judge people for having different tastes than you. Natsuki. Nobody's immature. I've read Natsuki's manga and Yuri's fantasy, and I love them both in their own way. Okay. It's great that you like it, but I still find it boring. Boring isn't subjective. Okay, it bores me. That's subjective. But, I mean, the thing about... This is ridiculous. Do you see why I don't want to participate in this? I knew I was going to make people upset. I'm not upset. Like I said, I don't care what other people think. Doesn't sound like that. But I always got the impression that you secretly looked down upon me, so I'm glad my suspicions were confirmed. That's not true at all. You're making assumptions. You can't blame me. You can't blame me for getting defensive when nobody else has the least bit of respect for the things that I'm into. The only thing I look down upon is when people make fun of me for just being myself and trying to mind my own business. What? Have you looked in a mirror? Tell me again about respect after calling all of my interests immature. You can't. Please stop. Please? You don't mean the things you're saying right now. Let's just be friends. I didn't mean for this to happen. Well, it did. So please don't invite yourself to try to solve other people's problems next time, okay? Yuri's piercing words send the club room into a choked silence as she gathers her things. Oof. She leaves. Oh my god. Holy crap. I've never heard her sound like that before. She must have been so pissed. She must be so pissed. Well, you weren't very nice either, so... I was just saying. How did this happen? It's my fault. Yuri wasn't wrong. I shouldn't have tried to moderate a conflict when I know how bad I am at dealing with conflicts. It was really stupid. It was a really stupid thing for me to do. It's nobody's fault, and it wasn't stupid. Everyone in the club is a nice person. Nobody would have expected this. But I guess we're sensitive about the things we really love. Honestly, she kind of brought it upon herself. Like I said, I don't care if you're not into manga, but if you actually look down on other people for it, that's kind of the point I was trying to make in the first place. It's not about sugarcoating things, it's about just recognizing and understanding our differences. Okay, but here's the thing about that. Yuri actually looks down on me. It has nothing to do with her word choice or anything like that. So I see what you're trying to do, but I really think the problem is her. Problem here is her. Not just like the way we talk to each other, right? Of course Natsuki would think that way. I mean, I can see the problem. I see it. Both of them are taking things too literally. I think they're both misinterpreting it just because they're getting defensive over what they like. You know, Yuri said she matured. Wait. She grew out of manga and prefer more mature things now. And Natsuki took offense to that because the way she took it is that manga is immature. And then Natsuki, in her opinion, she thinks the long books Yuri reads is boring. But Yuri finds offense to that. I think both of them are just misunderstanding what the other person's saying. I also don't think either of them understand what different opinions means. Then again, they could work on how they phrase it as well. You know, both of them could have phrased it better. That's the thing with dialogue, not dialect. That's the thing with words too. You have to watch how you say it. Dialect. Yuri isn't like that. She's a lot sweeter than you're giving her credit for. I'm sure she'll be reflecting on this. I actually think everyone should. And yeah. It'll be fine. I'll figure something out. Wow. I'm just like saying that instinctively. I'm just setting myself up to cause more problems. This wasn't your fault, Monica. You don't have to beat yourself up over it. My nose is itching. Right here. I just need to stop scratching it, and eventually it'll just go away. If you ask me, it's good that the truth finally came out, because I can just move on now. But, it's fine. I promise. Let's just get our mind off this, okay? In fact, it's a good opportunity to read some manga without having to worry about feeding Yuri's superiority complex. Don't be mean. I'll talk or read manga or whatever. I'll talk or read manga or whatever you want, but don't be mean to my friends, okay? Sorry. I'm just bitter. Everything will be okay. Wonder if you guys can hear that. I mean, I don't have the answers, but at least I know that we're all good people and don't want to hurt each other. This will be a learning experience. Monica says that, but her uneasiness is given away by how much she has to force the reassuring tone in her voice. This was bound to happen eventually. Natsuki and Yuri have always engaged with each other the least out of anyone. And this is the reason. As Sayori and Natsuki proceed to distract themselves with manga, Monica sighs to herself, unable to shake her worried thoughts. Will this club really have just come to terms? Will this club really have to just come to terms with the fact that some members will be incompatible with each other? Monica desperately doesn't want to admit that, but she knows Sayori doesn't either. And she knows Sayori doesn't either. But for once, a solution doesn't seem to be in sight. Monica does seem to be in a tough spot right now. Because, I've said this before, Yuri and Natsuki seem completely incompatible. But we'll see. Uh-oh, I see self-love is primarily those two. Alright, we're just gonna finish this side story, or part 2 of the side story, and then we'll call it there for tonight. A new day arrives. Sayori arrives at the club room earlier than usual. That is, not late. So on time. She's early for being late. As she enters, it appears to be empty still. She sits down at a desk and pulls out a sheet of paper, primed to jot down her thoughts. Sayori has made a habit of scribbling her thoughts and feelings onto paper whenever possible, and it tends to serve as her best inspiration for poetry. My heart feels vacant because a ship sailed away. Yo! Yeah! Natsuki? Natsuki pokes her head from Wait, out from behind the closet door. Sorry, didn't mean to scare you. But it would have been a lot more awkward if I didn't say something. I doubt you want me to be listening in on your poetry thing. Yeah. Thanks for realizing that. I should let you finish that up then. Oh no, it wasn't... I mean, I just do whenever it's convenient. You're not interrupting. Where's Monica, by the way? Oh, she's out in the hallway. Huh? Why? Well, just in case she runs into Yuri. Sometimes Yuri is too nervous to come into the club room by herself, so... Oh. Jeez, does Yuri really let things bother her for that long? She can't control her feelings. For some people, it's really hard to cope when you get a bad thought in your head. Maybe you can distract yourself for a little while. But as soon as it's just you and your thoughts again, it comes back. I just want us to have a normal club meeting. It's a lot easier to pretend like it never happened if we all just ignore it and move on. I don't want to be bothered by this. It's so stupid. Her opinion of me doesn't matter anyway. Besides, it makes me feel really guilty, and I hate that too. It's okay to have feelings. It doesn't make you weak. Let's figure this out together. Fine. Only because you're good at this stuff. Let's try to come up with a happy scene. Maybe that will help us understand where your bad feelings are coming from. Well, I was happy the way things were before we had to have that conversation yesterday. What part of the conversation made you upset? Was it Yuri being mad about the manga? Maybe. I doubt it though. Because my friends and other people make fun of manga all the time. But I just brush it off and ignore them. But something about it really got to me this time, and I hate that I'm letting that happen. Is it because it came from Yuri? No, why would that matter? I mean, well, maybe. I hate that she thinks she's so much better than me just because she likes to pretend to be all sophisticated. I don't think Yuri thinks that in the slightest. Yeah, that's what it is. At least other people decide that they don't like me or manga or whatever. But Yuri acts like she's too good to give it a chance. I'm sorry. Everyone deserves a chance. Yeah, exactly. Would you give Yuri's book a chance? Ha! After this? Obviously not. Ooh, sounds like a little bit of a backpedaling right there. What about before this? Well, I would until I got bored, which wouldn't take very long. Well, see, there you go. You go one page in and you get bored. That's not really giving it a chance. Then again, I'm not really one to talk. I don't read books. But if you actually keep an open mind, then it's not hard to realize that a story can be deep and meaningful without being needlessly complicated. I see. But you know, I like Yuri's books. Yeah, but you like manga more, right? Sayori shakes her head. I like them both. I like them in different ways, but I like them both. I mean, the manga, it's really honest and fun. And easy to just let go with. And the fantasy has a lot more to interpret and uncover. And it's really rewarding to have some good quiet time together with it. But the most important thing is that both the manga and the fantasy are true to themselves. So, I love them both. And I think there's room for both of them to be in the same club together. And I just feel like maybe they have more in common than you would think. How do you get along with everyone so well? I always get into fights with people. Like first it was with Monica, when I was new to the club. And then it was with you, and now it's Yuri. And I'm always like, oh, that person is being such a jerk. And if they just realize that, then we can at least get going. Get along, not get going. But nobody else has that problem. I just keep running away from the reality that everybody's just a jerk to me because nobody likes me. And I don't know why. And I don't know what to do about it. I don't know what's wrong with me. I hate it. Natsuki. Sayori puts a comforting hand on Natsuki's shoulder. You're a wonderful person. You deserve to be loved as much as everyone else. Everyone has different ways to look... Wait. Everyone has different ways they like to communicate, you know? And sometimes that makes it harder for us to understand each other. I think that sometimes we get lucky and we make friends who are really good at the same kinds of communication. And it feels like you magically connect with them. But other times, even if both people are really nice, it's easy for them to misunderstand each other or to get their communication wrong. It's something that Yuri struggles with a lot too. It can be really hard. It takes a lot of, like, reflection and self-awareness. And vulnerability. I'm bad at that one. Vulnerability. I always have to be the strongest. What do you mean? Tell me about that part of you. Well, it sounds stupid, but I'm really used to people being mean to me. Like my friends, and I guess my dad, like when I don't get any good grades, or when stupid things like if my room isn't clean. So what am I gonna do? Cry about it? If I let myself get upset, then it's just letting them win. I'm better than that. I'm better than all of them. So things always have to be everyone else's fault. It feels like if something goes wrong, and there's even a tiny hint that it might be my fault, then I just get really angry. And I find ways to blame everyone else instead. Do you see yourself as better than Yuri? If I said that, then I would just sound really full of myself. No. Our thoughts and feelings are two different things. Even if we don't like our feelings, we have to understand them if we want to learn more about themselves. That's a part of vulnerability, you know? Accepting that we have feelings that we don't like. I hate that. My feelings make me a bad person. Because my feelings just tell me that I'm so much better than her. That she's judgmental, that she's a judgmental know-it-all who sticks her edgy phrase in... That's stuck in her edgy phase. Phrase? I said phrase. That she's a judgmental know-it-all who's stuck in her edgy phase, and that I'm just way above that garbage. But I'm terrible for feeling that way. You're not terrible. You are not your feelings. But you are not your feelings. Say that to yourself, out loud. Fine. I am not my feelings. The way that I like to picture it is that those feelings are like your roommate. You live in the same house and you gotta see each other every day. And even if you can't ignore each other most of the time, you're gonna run into each other every now and then, and it's gonna make you feel like poop. So, the other option is to get to know each other. You can communicate and learn from each other, and maybe even help each other change for the better. Does that help you understand? How do you know so much about this stuff? I just have a roommate that can be really hard to get along with, called depression. Depression? But you're like the happiest person I know. I am not my feelings. I want to be a good person like you. Aw, you little sweetheart. We're all good people. You, and Yuri, and Monika. And I think Yuri will eventually learn that about you. Natsuki remains silent, feeling a little overwhelmed. Despite Sayori's kind reassurance, a complicated mixture of pain and sadness seems to fill her, as though flowing from a wound inside her. Was it a result of her vulnerability? No. It wasn't as though she was inflicted It wasn't as though she was inflicted a wound after becoming vulnerable. It was as though she began to rediscover an old wound, one that cannot simply be bandaged and left alone any longer. Dang. Oh, look! There's the last background picture. Yuri, what are you doing all the way over here? I was looking for you. Please don't yell at me. Oh, I'm not going to yell at you. I just wanted to say that I'm sorry about what happened yesterday. It was unfair for me to put everyone on the spot like that. Next time I won't just try to jump in and solve everyone's problems. I guess it's a bad habit of mine. You're not mad at me? I thought you were the one mad at me. I was so awful yesterday. Yuri curls up, recalling the details of the argument. I can't even have a normal conversation without saying something wrong and making everyone upset. Hold on, that's not what happened at all. Let's talk about this, okay? Yuri pauses for a second, then manages a nod. Monika takes a seat next to her on the staircase. I'm having a lot of negative thought patterns and I can't get away from them. What kind of negative thought patterns? Like everyone hates me. Especially Natsuki. Aw, that's terrible. I don't think Natsuki hates you. How do you know? Well, because Monika thinks back to the time she herself found herself in an altercation with Natsuki. And how a display of maturity from Monika was enough for Natsuki to re-evaluate her own feelings as well. I think Natsuki is just naturally defensive. I think she acts mean when she feels the need to protect herself. But you know, she's really not a bad person. In fact, I think she can really be thoughtful and considerate. She just, well, I guess the way it works is that she wants to receive some degree of kindness first before she feels comfortable returning it. Oh, but that means the burden is on me. And I don't know how to say things that make people like me. Every time I open my mouth, Yuri shakes her head at herself and tugs on her hair. It's okay, Yuri. You don't need to beat yourself up. I think anyone would like you if they had the chance to get to know you better. Well, unfortunately, the opposite is true. That's why I'm not talkative anymore in the first place. Because everyone used to think I was weird and talk about me behind my back. That's just what happens when I draw attention to myself. Natsuki even said she found it more respectable when people speak their mind. So I did, So I did, and then she hated me anyway. That was enough to confirm my fears. But Sayori and I like you, and we've gotten to know you a lot by now, right? Yuri doesn't seem to have a response. Here comes the music change. Hey, what do you think of Natsuki? I don't think about her. That's not what I meant, really. I was just wondering if you had an opinion of her. I do. What is it? Natsuki seems to bring out the worst in me, and I feel really ashamed of it. I like to think of myself as a fairly sophisticated person. For someone to just treat me like I'm inferior, despite my tastes. That's just the worst kind of insult, coming from someone like her. And it makes me think bad things about her. But everyone else seems to like her, so the only explanation is that it's me who's doing something wrong again. And my feelings about her are wrong. And I'm wrong to get upset over something that's childish and inconsequential. No, Yuri. Feelings are never wrong. Well, they're not right. That's the thing. Feelings are never right or wrong, you know? They're just a state of being that we don't always have control over. But that doesn't mean that doesn't mean they have control over us. I feel like that's something I learned around when I first started the club. We can hate ourselves for feeling a certain way about things. Or we can, you know, just acknowledge that they exist and try to understand them better. I can never be mad at you for just feeling a certain way. It's about time you... It's about how you handle them. It's not about time. And I think working through your feelings is a great opportunity for teamwork. Yuri wears a dejected expression. You make it sound so easy. You're so mature. And so good with people. I feel like such a child in comparison. Oh, Yuri. I'm far from perfect. But these are skills... But these are learned skills. They don't come naturally to me either. It's really hard to, like, reflect on yourself and separate your feelings from your thoughts. I just want to be a good person. Well, I think it takes a good person to get this far. That's not good enough. I want to be able to communicate to her. Communicate what? How I feel. How it makes me feel frustrated and upset when she's so negative and dismissive of the things that mean so much to me. And how it reminds me of me. Because I know what it feels like. Because I know what it's like to feel misunderstood and angry at everyone. I know that telling yourself you're better than everyone else is just a defense mechanism. We're just people. We're fragile and unstable. But I'm just tired of getting in that... I'm just tired of that getting in the way. I can't stand it when the peace is disturbed like this. Yeah, you can't focus on your reading and when the peace is disturbed, right? Because the literature club should be happy for everyone. Monika looks at Yuri in adoration. I feel like Sayuri must be rubbing off on me, because I really want to hug you now. Sorry, I didn't mean to make you uncomfortable. No, I mean, well, if you wanted to, then I really wouldn't mind, so... Monika pulls Yuri into a short embrace. You're so gentle. And I love when you communicate your feelings. I feel lucky to get to see that side of you. And I'm sure Natsuki will too. I'm going to write her a letter. Oh, a letter? What a great idea. Just because I'm not good at talking, especially under pressure. I always let my feelings get the best of me. And I forget to say the important things, and I say things I don't mean. Well, I think a letter would be wonderful. Such a nice way to communicate. Yuri's face hardens with determination. Yuri, use harden! Kinda like how Metapod use harden. People don't naturally gravitate towards me like they do for you and Sayori. My personality just isn't suited for that. And I wouldn't want it to be. But sometimes I've learned that friendships don't always just magically appear out of thin air. For instance, I never thought I would see myself making friends with someone like Sayori. We're opposite in a lot of ways. But I'm friends with her because she put so much effort into understanding me, so that we can get along. I think it was the same with you. You both gave me a lot of time and patience. And I wonder if she feels the same way. Natsuki? Yuri nods. I always thought that if I wanted to make more friends, I'd have to be somebody that I'm not. That there's a type of person or a magical formula I have to follow in order to make someone like me. The secret Krabby Patty formula? The Krabby Patty secret formula, I should say. And that's just like me to think that. I always so occupied with myself that I fail to understand other people. Yuri shakes her head. Friendship happens when you think about the other person. When you offer time and effort to understand them and respect them and trust that they always want to be a good person. That's what I've learned through my observation in the literature club. Observations? Monika is caught by surprise. Yuri has always kept to herself so much that it's so unusual to hear her suddenly talk about the club like this, not like that. But Yuri gently smiles to herself. You always let me listen to your thoughts about other people. Sayori too. And it makes me happy, because I learned a lot of things. That's so sweet. I had no idea it meant so much to you. Monika never thought much of it, but in the past weeks, Yuri always seemed to be especially attentive when it came to the problems and concerns of others. Always wanting to listen and learn more about her friends in the club. It's true. Sayori and Monika are naturally more comfortable with other people, and can more easily work through situations of conflict. But that doesn't make them better people. Everyone has strengths and weaknesses, and the capacity to improve. And the first step towards improving oneself is reflection and self-awareness. It's something that Yuri never gave herself enough credit for, but that Monika can recognize as an incredible trait. And with that, her confidence in the club is restored. A very shy girl with long, pretty hair is wandering in bustling lunchtime hallways. Her fist pressed into her collarbone. When she finds the literature club president... Wait, what? When she finds the literature club president's classroom, she stands at the door and glances all around her before peering inside. Monika is sitting and chatting with a group of unknown friends. Yeah, as expected, this is a bad idea after all. Suddenly, Monika glances towards the door, making the girl panic and duck out of sight. Before she can regain composure and decide for sure to leave, the classroom door gently opens. Yuri, what a surprise. Wait, what a surprise to see you during lunch. Yuri squeaks in response. She's like, eek! Please help me. What? Is everything okay? Yuri shakes her head. I don't know how to write letters. Ah, thank goodness. I thought you were in some kind of emergency. Monika briefly glances over her shoulder at her other friends. Do you want some help? We can find an empty classroom or something. Is that okay? I feel bad taking you away from your friends. It's totally fine, I promise. We weren't really doing anything. One sec. Monika trots back into her classroom, says something like, I gotta go, to her friends. Then grabs a pen off her desk before returning to Yuri. Okay, let's find somewhere quiet. Yuri nods and follows Monika as the two of them set off. How are you today? Huh? Me? Well, yes. Ah, my gosh, sorry. I was just caught off guard. I'm doing well today. Just tired, and I've never seemed to get enough sleep during the week. How come? Oh, I don't know. I think I'm just easily distracted. I get really sucked into things and start neglecting the time. Me too. I do that too. Hey, this classroom is empty. Let's go in here. Excuse me, my ear is itching. After peering inside, Monica opens a classroom door, and the two of them enter. Is this a thing for schools in Japan? If a classroom's empty, you can just walk in and use the room? Is that a thing? Because I don't think that's a here. That's a thing over here. Because, you know, classrooms typically have a class going on in them. Even if they're empty, probably the teacher's in it. Or at least in my high school, whenever nobody's in the room, the door gets locked. Normally, if you want to do something like this, you just, like, find a space anywhere in the school. Next to a locker, on a bench, anywhere, the library. But in my high school, typically you don't just enter a classroom. Yuri's moment of relaxation ends. She watches as Monica pulls two chairs up up to the same desk, then obeys as Monica beckons her to take a seat. She stares down at the empty desks. You nervous? I don't want to do this. We don't have to. We can come up with something else. Yuri shakes her head. It's my chance to do something good. I need to take the initiative. Gosh, you must be really determined. I know how hard it is to step out of your comfort zone. I'll be sure to encourage you. Yuri pushes through her anxiety and grabs a handful of lined paper from her notebook. Why did I almost say linted? Then she picks up her pen. Yeah. This is the picture I like right here. The two of them. Hey, you're left-handed. That's neat. Ah, yeah. Now I don't have to worry about bumping your arm. Monica playfully rubs her shoulder against Yuri's. Sorry, I'm just being silly, I guess. Nah, do more. Anyway, how about we start by listing the different things you want to say to her? Yuri thinks. I feel embarrassed all of a sudden. Wait, that's not Yuri's voice. I feel embarrassed all of a sudden. Aw, it's okay. How about some of the things you said to me yesterday? But, never mind. I guess I'll try. Yuri thinks for a moment longer. Her tensions evident, not evaded. Why did I almost say evaded? Why can't I read? Then she writes the word reflection. They're not subtle with putting the titles of these things into them, are they? This is about my reflection on my behavior. The key question is why we act like this towards each other, but have been able to separately be friends with Sayori and Monica. That's me! Yes, it is. So, Yuri thinks, I've been able to befriend the two of you because you've taken the time to understand my needs and respect my interests. The same goes for Natsuki too. We started off as pretty hostile to each other because I was so worried about getting what I wanted, but she wanted to be respected more than anything else. Once I stopped making it all about me, she was able to do the same. I want to do that too. So what kind of... Wait, who said that one? No, Yuri said that. I want to do that too. So what kind of things do you want to do for her? I want to do the same things for her that I'd like to receive. I like it when people respond positively to the things I talk about, and not just brush them off. I like it when my feelings are taken seriously. And I like it when Sayori trusts that I want to be a good person, even when I'm not doing a good job at it. Let's write those things down. Okay. Yuri writes some things down. I'm just looking at the sheet of paper. Did the words actually appear? Like, was it blank a second ago, or am I just tripping? I think the most important thing to remember here is that Natsuki is feeling vulnerable, so we should make sure that the letter puts her first. It's hard when you're feeling hurt, but it never helps to just tell someone all the things that they're doing wrong. Excuse me. Jeez. How rude of me. How very rude of me. I think first you have to make sure that they know you're ready to respect them and listen to them, and admit the things you feel you could do better. Then finally, you ask what you would like in return. How does that sound for the structure? It could be 3 paragraphs, one for each of these points, or those points. I like that. They're about to write a whole essay. My thoughts were so disorganized, I had no idea how to come up with any kind of structure. You're so amazing at these things. I like the slight facial changes. Oh, stop. You've done so much more than I have, you know? You spent so much more time reflecting and being open-minded. That's the hardest thing for anyone to do. All I'm doing is helping you put it on a piece of paper. So I think you're the amazing one. Monika gives Yuri's hand a quick squeeze. But as she lets go, she's caught by surprise when Yuri curls her fingers to hook Monika's hand in place. Oh boy, like, is anyone else reading this? I'm kidding. Maybe a little bit. For a while they sit like that in silence, save for the occasional scratching of Yuri's pen against the paper. Yesterday you told me something that I'm thinking about a lot. What was that? The thing about how feelings aren't right or wrong, and that they're just a state of being we need to come to terms with. It made me think about how a person's behavior isn't always just how they decide to be. It's also made up their past experiences and their insecurities. I think that helps me see other people as actual people, rather than as insignificant side characters who are out to get me somehow. Is that how you feel about Natsuki? Yuri nods. But in reality, everyone is always trying their best, and everyone wants to be happy. Monika peers over at Yuri's paper, but to her surprise, Yuri pulls it in closer, practically covering it with her arms. Ahaha, I love how... Wait, I have to be able to read it to help you out, you know? It's okay. My thoughts are a lot more organized now, and after being able to talk to you about it. Now that I'm actually putting it on paper, I realize I really prefer others not to read it. Yuri laughs softly to herself, a rare expression. I'm kind of glad to hear that, actually. I somehow keep finding ways to butt into the whole thing. I've done enough damage. But it's also been so wonderful talking about this. I mean, I always thought you were really smart, but... Yuri smiles. I will always be terrible at these things. People are just so incomprehensible. Yeah, to me. I'll never be able to I'll never get the hang of being one. But listening to you so much has really helped me make sense of some things. So just don't call it damage, please. Monika gives Yuri a gentle smile. I can't believe I came to the club looking for fantasy geeks. And all I got was real friends who value me. Is that a joke? Of course it is. I still can't tell with you. Sorry. No, I love it. Please, never change. As you wish. Yuri glances at the clock. We're almost out of time. Will you be able to finish? Before the end of the day, probably. But I don't want to come to the club the same day that Natsuki reads it. I'm too shy. I can give it to her instead, if you like. Yuri nods. As long as you promise not to read it. Of course, I promise. Thank you. Yuri exhales and the two stand up. I'll message you when it's ready. Monika nods. Good luck. I'm here if you need me. Yuri returns a nod, and the two depart. Just imagine, it's like, okay, I trust you. Yuri just hands it to Natsuki. Natsuki. Yuri just hands it to Monika and is like, psych! Let me open it and read it. Wow, look at all this. Okay, let's take a look. That was balance part 2, wasn't it? No, reflection. Why did I say balance? Reflection! So we unlock this. We have unlocked this, which, and we finally unlocked the last one, for the backgrounds, whatever this is. So we're only missing a handful. What else are we missing? Okay, this is all done. This is all done. Only missing a few, which are the side stories. And I'm pretty sure this one is for the game's completion. I like this background. This is a nice background. Alright. Alright, I think this is enough for today. Been on for 2 hours now. I think that's enough. So I'm going to call it there. So next time, we are going to... Ooh, 94%. Next time, we're going to finish the side stories, which, fingers crossed, means that we finish this game. 1 out of 5, is that what you said? So next time, we're going to finish the final side story, which hopefully lets us complete the game. And if I feel like it, dive into the files with whatever else secrets hold. Wait, whatever secrets this holds. Alright, I'm going to call it there. Thanks for watching, guys. I'll see you guys next time. Bye now.